Chapter 2. Birth of a Legend. Rest Kushina, you will have plenty of time, said a Bawako as she picked up Naruto for his first bath. Bawako is a woman with 170 centimeters, long brown hair trapped in a ponytail with brown eyes. She is around 50 years old and is the wife of Sarutobi Hiruzen, the Sandaime Hokage, the previous leader of Konoha. How are you feeling, Kushina? Asked Minato, concerned with her loving wife. Just tired, she replied. Thank you, he said. When suddenly a voice unknown to both Minato and Kushina echoed through the room. Step away from the Jinchuriki Yondaime, the masked man said as he held Naruto hostage with a kunai at his neck. Bawako and the nurse lay dead in the floor. Okay, just calm down, said Minato, frightened. Concern evident in his eyes. Speak for yourself, Yondaime. I am perfectly calm, masked man said as he threw Naruto in the air preparing to stab with the kunai. Suddenly in a yellow flash Minato grabbed Naruto as the masked man made his way towards Kushina. Buzzing was heard as Minato realizes 5 explosive tags placed in the blanket around Minato. In a burst of speed Minato removes the blanket and teleports to his safe house. Minato's safe house. Outside of Konoha a explosion occurred as Minato is blasted away with his son in his arms. That man is no ordinary shinobi, said Minato, wondering just who the masked man is. He managed to separate me from Kushina. Teleporting to the Namikaze compound, Minato places his son on the bed whispering, rest now Naruto, I am going to save your mother. I will be back. Undisclosed location. Outside of Konoha the masked man approached Kushina and warped away to outside the house. Placing his head on her stomach he begins extracting the kyuubi. In a couple of minutes a figure is seen erupting from her stomach and materializing in the air. There stood the 9-tailed demon fox in all its glory with 9 tails swinging. With a glimpse the masked man traps the kyuubi under its control. The once red slitted eyes of the kyuubi are now red with 3 black tomos, the Sharingan glowing in all its power. Wait, said a weak Kushina, realizing what was about to happen. Incredible. The Uzumaki clan is simply incredible. Not even extracting a tailed beast from you is enough to kill you, said the masked man as he commanded the kyuubi to kill his former Jinchuriki. It's only fitting that the kyuubi kills its container, he said. As the kyuubi is about to crush Kushina a yellow flash is seen. Standing in a tree not far away we see Minato with Kushina in his arms, bridal style. He really lives up to his name, Minato Namikaze Konoha's yellow flash, he says, warping to the edge of the village. Minato flashed to the Namikaze compound, laying Kushina near her son as she embraces him. Kushina, I going to stop the kyuubi. Take care of him, he said, and in a yellow flash is gone. North entrance of Konoha It was a warm, calm summer night in the hidden village of the Leaf. Lights were seen all around the village as the people followed their lives unaware of what was about to happen. Kuchio's no jutsu, summoning jutsu, the masked man said, slapping his palm on the ground, and his burst of smoke there it stood, the kyuubi ready to unleash its fury upon the unsuspecting village. Suddenly a roar is heard as the kyuubi starts its destruction. Swinging its tails and using its paws, nothing stood in his way. Sandaime, the kyuubi has appeared in the north part of the village, said an Anbu as he bowed to the Sandaime Hokage. Yes, I heard it. Summon the forces and evacuate the civilians. He must push the kyuubi out of the village and wait for the 4th, said the Sandaime. Minato Namikaze is seen standing in the top of the Hokage monument ready to go face the kyuubi when he senses a presence behind him. Quickly ducking and turning around he swings a kunai only to phase through the head of his enemy. Suddenly everything begins to become distorted as the masked man starts to absorb in a ripple-like pattern Minato. Before it's finished Minato disappears. He flashed away to his safe house. Safe house. After Minato escaped masked man that technique, Minato said, pondering what he just experienced. It's a space-time technique more advanced than my own. It happens it doesn't require seals or I would have seen them with my Sharingan. It is best if hide my Sharingan under a genjutsu. I don't know who he is but his chakra signature seems familiar. Suddenly a figure starts to appear just a few meters away from Minato. There it stood, the masked man preparing to face the legendary Kiroi Senko, yellow flash. The man stared at each other, each one daring to make the first move. Who are you? Asked Minato as he wondered who could possibly have the power to not only unleash but also control the kyuubi. My name is long forgotten and despised in the history of this village. I was once known as Madara Uchiha, but you can call me Toby, he replied, chuckling at the irony of asking a masked man who he is. No. I know for a fact that you are not Madara Uchiha. Although your chakra seems familiar, you are not him. Minato said, trying to find out the masked man identity. The masked man simply stood there wondering how in the world could the Yondaime know that he isn't Madara. Something here isn't right, how can he know Madara's chakra signature, Toby thought. Both warriors dashed at each other in a battle for speed. The fastest would win. Minato simply throws his Hirishin, flying thunder god technique, kunai at Toby as its phase through his head. Getting closer to each other, preparing for the face-off, Minato charges a Rasengan in his right hand, preparing to slam it into Toby. Toby is about to touch Minato, preparing to absorb him. Victory is mine, he says, and suddenly Minato disappears from his sight only to appear behind his back using the kunai he previously threw. Minato twists his body, slamming the Rasengan into Toby, vaporizing the area and marking Toby with Hirishin's seal. I underestimated him, Toby says when suddenly Minato appears in front of him, stabbing him with a kunai and applying a contract remove seal to free the Kyuubi. Toby, seeing that he lost this battle, says, I will be back and I will get my revenge on the Leaf Village, as he warps away. Something tells me he wasn't joking and he's a Uchiha with a chakra signature similar to my father's. I wonder who he is. Thought Minato as he gets up, getting ready to stop the Kyuubi flashing to the battlefield. Battlefield, Konoha, northern part of the village. In the battlefield stood the Sandaime leading the forces, trying his best to push the Kyuubi away from the village when suddenly he hears Kuchio's no jutsu, Minato says as he drops on top with Kyuubi with his summon Gamabunta de Toad Boss, pinning the Kyuubi into the ground. Try and hold him down as long as you can. Teleporting something this big requires preparation, he says to the Toad Boss as Minato prepares to teleport the Kyuubi away from the village. Are you crazy? I am not a miracle worker. Hurry, Gamabunta says. Suddenly both Minato and Kyuubi disappear. Near the safe house. Arriving near the safe house with the Kyuubi on its toll, Minato is panting from the massive chakra usage he just pulled to teleport the Kyuubi. Yondaime, quick, you must seal me, I can still feel that damn Uchiha pushing me. I refuse to be controlled, says the Kyuubi, much to Minato's surprise. He wants me to seal him. Thought Minato as he teleported to the safe house, picking up Kushina and Naruto for the ritual. Kushina, I need your help to restrain him. He's still being pushed, he says as Kushina gathers the remains of her chakra to form chains to snare the Kyuubi to the ground. Minato starts performing a long chain of seals and at the end he shouts, Shiki Fujin, dead demon consuming seal. Yondaime, get out of the way, the Kyuubi shouts as it feels being driven to kill his next vessel. However, both Minato and Kushina jump in front of his claw, protecting their son. Kushina, couch, we don't have much time. Any last words? He asks Kushina. Naruto, she starts, I want you to grow into a nice young man and a strong shinobi. Remember to bathe every day and go to bed early, you need your sleep. Also, I want you to make friends, you don't need that many, only a few as long as they are true friends. Also, no drinking until you are 20 and stay away from Jiraiya. I am sorry Minato, I took your time. Don't worry, he starts, Kyuubi, can you look out for my son? I know he will have a hard life. He asks, it would be my honor. I will take care of your kid, the Kyuubi replies, wondering just how the hell this night could have happened. Damn, Minato thought. I need to make sure he knows of my father's legacy. I can't let him go to the Uchihas, not with the Kyuubi in him, but I never told anyone and it's too late now. He starts thinking when suddenly an idea struck his head, maybe this will work. Suddenly Minato gathers what's left of his chakra, pushing it to his eyes as they start spinning, and says in a weak tone, Tsukuyomi. Minato starts waving, his eyes are starting to drift off, and he says, Naruto, listen to what your mother said and grow up to be a strong and brave shinobi, and with the last of his strength he whispers, 8 trigram seal.